Good evening, everybody. This is Yusuf Chowdhury, tuning in once again from San Antonio, Texas. It is 7:05 p.m. Central Time. Let's see. Just give me a minute. Let me go ahead and share this on my other page, and we'll talk about the today's subject. All right. Let's see. Okay, so this is a very interesting question, and there's so many articles about this subject. Like, why do sometime if you did a lot of organic search engine optimization, whether it's an on-page or off-page for years, and suddenly it drops, right? Let's say if it's gone from the first page for certain relevant key phrases to like maybe the 10th page or the 8th. There could be several reasons. So what you have to do first thing, don't get panicked, but you have to do some sort of investigation. Okay. So there's an awesome article by, let's see the author's name here. This amazing author. Her name is Masha Makizmava. Sorry if I butchered your last name. She wrote an amazing article on the SEO Power Suite site. And she basically mentioned, like, I mean, there's so many reasons, of course. There could be like 50 reasons, 100 reasons, but she only picked for now 9 reasons. I'm going to go ahead and share the link for you guys if you want to go ahead and kind of go through the details and also use this tool. It's called the SEO Power Suite. They have a free version. It's like an application. You have to download it on your website and use it for SEO analysis from the link-assistant.com. Feel free to download that, and I'm going to share the link on my Facebook right here for you to go back and hey Jerry, what's going on, my man? Thank you for tuning in. That way you can use other tools like Href. You can use SEMrush to do the same exact thing, which is the link analysis and whatnot. So if you have Href and SEMrush, you can use those tools. But if you don't, you can try this SEO Power Suite from link-assistant.com. So all the details out there, and thank you, Masha, for putting this amazing article. And I'm going to just go ahead and give you my part of the explanation to basically simplify it. Hopefully, I'll do my best. And again, if you want to get the detail, then definitely go to the link and start reading it, and maybe even utilize it to help you. So as I mentioned, there's several reasons that your website can be dropped or deranked. So the first one, there's a possibility that the first one could be due to some sort of inaccurate data that you are pulling it off from maybe Google Analytics or Search Console. Okay, so why these data inaccurate? There could be many reasons. One of them, it could be that you gotta check the settings on your analytics, make sure that nobody else mess with it, with your developer or somebody by mistake. You can also utilize Google Search Console to see if there's any changes. So when you do the comparison, go back like 1 year to 2 year and read the whole data about the flow of how the traffic increase and decrease on which month. If it's consistent, let's say every November the traffic decrease, and that's normal. Maybe your audience are not interested to buy anything around that month, right? There could be another possibility. Must be due to like Google's algorithm update, because Google update like more than like several thousand times a year. In most cases, they're not gonna even tell you what kind of update they release. They're gonna keep it quiet if it didn't affect millions of sites out there. But update always happens because Google focus on user experience. They'll focus more on how to provide the best, search result from the user's perspective. So the number one, it could be that the information you got could be inaccurate, or it could be because something happened with the settings on the website. So when you go back to your analytics, you notice that there is strange information. So double check that, make sure everything is set up correctly. The second reason, if you go to the Google Search Console, there's an option called manual action. If it's a manual action, then that's definitely it's a penalty. And Google will give you within the Google Search Console. That's why it's very important for every website out there to set up the Google Search Console, because if you get penalized, those sort of information going to be sent to you, to your Google Search Console, and it will tell you why, which page, whether it's due to hack or malware or violation of Google's guideline, right? So if you want to understand what are the Google's guideline when it comes to a website, I'm going to share another link here from Google. I'm going to put it on my Facebook. I know some of you are on Periscope and YouTube. If you do want to connect with me on Facebook to get this link, feel free. So this link that I'm posting on Facebook right now, this one that will basically teach you all the what you call it, all the guidelines, and when it comes to like a website, what kind of rules you need to follow from the back and stuff and whatnot. So that's a link that's called Google Webmaster Guideline. Okay. What other reason that you're going to get some sort of manual action for getting penalized besides violating the guideline when it comes to like on-page and off-page SEO? Another reason could be maybe your website is hacked, and if it's hacked and if the crawler detected it, Google's not going to try to bring any visitor to your website for the safety and the security. If the site contains tons of spam comment, you got to make sure you clean them up. Okay. If the website has tons of unnatural backlinks, so the backlink that you did not do it manually or through some type of guest postings or relevant relationship with other relevant sites, so you got to make sure that you're going to remove all those unnatural backlinks. Maybe those are toxic or spammy, so you have to use a disavow link or a Google disavow request to remove them. Or maybe your website has a thin content. So thin content basically means you don't have more than 300 words on the homepage. It's like very less. So the more content you have, the more relevant, powerful, impactful, beneficial, big volume content, the better. So for that, try to use a SEO Quake Chrome extension so you can see the percentage of HTML versus the content ratio. Okay, use that tool. And if you want to understand some of this violation and what do they mean, there's another link I'm going to share here. Y'all can in your free time do more research and check it out. Again, I'm posting on my Facebook page right here. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right. Okay, so make sure you, if you want to check the manual action, whether you're penalized, you have to log into your Google Search Console. So once you log in, go under the security and manual action and select manual action. Then it will give you full explanation of what caused the penalization, right? I mentioned a few minutes ago the spam comments. So if you have tons of spam comments on your website, if there are any comments on an external site that is kind of spammy, like in the forum pages or product reviews, make sure you remove those. Okay. Thin content, as I mentioned, insufficient volume or gibberish or plagiarism, that can put you to risk. I've seen some prospect where they just want to copy similar content from other site. You don't want to do that. If you want to make sure that your content are not stolen by somebody else, there is a tool called Copyscape. Okay, let me post that too. Copyscape that you can utilize to make sure that your content is not fully being copied by somebody else, because you don't want it to be affected to your site as well. You know what I mean? So check that one. Sneaky redirects. So that basically means you can use SEMrush, Href, or the SEO Power Suite and see where the redirects are going. Is it like, you know, the 301 redirect or the 302 redirect? If you make some changes, are these redirect going to specific relevant pages, or is it going to a broken page? So you got to fix those. Okay. Unnatural outgoing links. So if there are a couple of links from your website going to other site, other external sites that are not relevant, that are spammy, that are toxic, that can also harm your website, because sometimes that happens without your knowledge, right? Then you can also look at unnatural incoming links to your website. Are these links coming to me or heading back to my website? Are these spammy? Are these toxic? So that's why when you use tools like SEO Power Suite or SEMrush or Ahrefs, you can basically detect those data. The other reason that causes the drop in your link is due to the compromised security. That means you probably have a hacking situation or a malware. So you got to check with the developers or your hosting, make sure those are taken care of. The other reason is, algorithm update. As I mentioned, Google releases like several thousand updates, so that can cause an issue with the derank. Let's see how many reasons we talked about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 10th reason would be your competitor are doing better. Maybe they're writing more content, more volume content, more backlinking, so you can do some analysis and see if you got deranked and your competitor getting more traffic, so you can see exactly what do they do, so you can improve on yourself. So for this, don't forget to use, again, Ahrefs, SEMrush, or the SEO Power Suite application. Use any of the tools and check your top competitors and see exactly what's happening to them. Okay. One of the cool thing about these SEO tools that they can also show you what kind of keywords drop or what kind of high quality backlinks that you are getting to your website. If it for some reason it got dropped, then you gotta basically get in touch with the webmaster of those high quality backlink and basically tell them, hey, please leave my link on your content page and whatnot to make sure that you get your ranking back. Okay. So that was 10, 11, excuse me. 11 is site changes. So if you redesign the website, right, like completely change everything from one application to another, like, from, let's say, from ASP.NET to WordPress, or if you change all the content completely, that can actually cause for the site to kind of basically get dropped or deranked to the several pages. Okay, if you keep the same content as it is and still change the platform, the type of the application, like, the type of language that you're using to build the website, right, that can also has an effect. Okay, but don't worry, because you can also get it back if you don't, if the content are the same. Let's say if you're moving from one server to another, that can also cause derank, right? But you can definitely get it back because you can do what we call the 3-1 redirect. Especially if you change the domain name, then you have to do 3-1 redirect. If you change the hosting, that drop can happen. But with using Google Search Console and reindexing back and fixing any type of 404 error page issues, then you should be good. User behavior changes. So if your website was built in a certain way and you have this amazing traffic coming in, and people are your website visitors are used to certain things, right? And if you completely change the call to action button or remove certain things that they're not used to it, that can actually cause an issue. Okay, so you might want to look into that. Make sure that if you want to identify the issue, use the Google Search Console and look for click-through rate. If you made complete changes and the click-through rate drop, then that means that was due to the design. Also, try to learn and implement schema tag. Okay, try to implement a schema tag like schema.org, so you can optimize some of the section of the pages based on the location, based on the content or whatnot, so the search engine can grab it and show this result on the Google's page, right? Another reason is that sometimes what happens is, be very careful if you're running Google Ads, and if you're getting some traffic organically for keywords that exist on the Google ad, then you need to basically remove those keywords from the Google ad. Why? Because you're already getting it for free from the organic one, so why use the same keyword? Use keywords that don't bring you traffic organically, and that can actually help. Okay. Last but not least, the search engine result page changes. So Google, always, what do you call it? Beside the algorithm, they make a lot of changes. So right now, when you go to Google and type, how to find certain things, you will see a box of questions. You will see another box with a snippet with some short information. So they're making a lot of changes, which unfortunately is actually harming other site or other businesses, because your website's not going to be the first one, but these questions and these product review pages and Google business pages going to be the first one that Google is trying to basically enhance and provide to the user, right? When Google constantly making these enhancement and for the search result with knowledge panels, rich snippet, Q&A section, video clips, product page, job ads and whatnot, it can actually harm you. So that's why it's good to learn what is schema.org or hire a developer to basically add these technical SEO, implement the schema tag on the back end of the website. Okay, so these are some of the reasons that can actually cause an issue for your site getting deranked. Okay, but don't forget to check the article that I shared from Masha. I mean, she put a lot of details and she's even showing you how to use the tool to make some adjustment. And if you have any question, you can also go to Reddit. If you use Reddit, for those who are Reddit users out there, there's a whole Reddit subpage for any question on the search engine matters. So go ahead and check that. And for the disavow link, when you get like toxic link or backlink that you did not request and you want them to be removed from the search engine because they're harming your website, this is what you have to do, something called submit a disavow link to Google so they can remove that for you. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys today about what are some of the causes of getting your website getting deranked or penalized or basically going from the first page to like the 10th and whatnot. So check out some of these links, but make sure you go to Masha's article, The 9 Reasons Google Ranking Suddenly Drop Recovery Guide. It's really good. I went through it. I mean, she explains it very well. And again, this is only for the tool, the SEO Power Suite, but similar features are available in SEMrush and also Ahrefs. Okay. All right. So let me know if you all have any more question today. If you all enjoyed learning from this, as usual, tag some of your colleagues, share this, and invite, and I would highly appreciate it. Hey, what's going on, my man? Joner, my man, how are you? Hey, Michelle, thank you for tuning in. And by the way, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time, I'm gonna be a guest at the SBDC, the UTSA Small Business Development Center. They're gonna do like a live session through WebEx. It's basically a Q&A session from 10 a.m. to 11. So if you want to jump in, ask any question about any of the challenges within digital marketing. So I'm going to be here answering those questions. So that's going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. All right, so I'm just going to wait for a minute. Let's see if there's any more question. If not, then I will bounce. And hopefully I'll be back either tomorrow or sometime this week. Okay, I'm just going to wait for one more minute. Let's see if anybody has any question about this getting your website dropped. Hey Charles, what's going on, my man? What's up? I'm actually done. When you get a chance, make sure you watch this video. All right, let's see. What is a good way to create a quiz website? I mean, you can use WordPress, has a lot of plugin for that. Okay, you can use a Gravity form. You can use a Happy.me form. You can also look for any quiz-based plugins. If you go to themeforest.net, click on Code Canyon, and from there you should have tons of plugin out there. Ali, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, my man. What's going on? Very late today. Yeah, I've been very busy for the past few weeks, so I'm not able to always come at 6 o'clock. So I might do it at 6:30, 7:30. So any time after 6, I'll do my best to be online. Yesterday I was too busy, I couldn't come. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be back or sometime this week. So yeah, today's subject was about why the links are dropping. I posted a lot of resources on my Facebook personal post, so check out those links. Make sure you go through them. Okay. Unless if y'all have any more questions, I'm just waiting for a question. If you have no question, I'm just gonna end this and keep it short. JP Spears, this dude, I love this dude. He makes all these funny, hilarious videos about what happens in life in the current situation, current events. The guy's genius. All right, I don't see any more questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'll see you guys either tomorrow or sometime this week. Don't forget to send me those questions. Have an awesome evening, and bye bye for now.